Hi everyone and welcome to day 2 of 11.2. Today we are going to talk about the volume of cylinders. Reminder with our cylinders, they have two bases that are circular in shape, and the overall height of the cylinder is the distance from base to base, that perpendicular distance if it is an oblique cylinder. Since the base shape is always a circle in our cylinders, we can kind of bypass the area of the base portion of this because our area of the base formula is always pi r squared, the area of a circle. And then again, we will multiply it by the height. So again, we can kind of skip thinking about what the shape is since we know it's always a circle. So for this first one, we are looking to find the volume of this cylinder given its radius is 12, overall height is 30. So if you were looking for the exact value, you're going to plug in pi times your radius value squared times that height. And when you are looking for an exact value of the volume, you do not type the pi in your calculator, just the 12 squared times 30. And then your final answer, 4,020 pi, would be the exact answer. Sorry, 4,320 pi. So this would be the exact answer. Now, of course, if they ask you for a rounded answer, then you would just take that value and also include times the pi in your calculator. So that would be an approximation of about 13,571.7 cubic meters. So again, it'll depend on how the question is set up, exact versus you're rounded to the nearest tenth. On the next one, they say we have a cylindrical pitcher that is 11 inches tall and has a diameter of 8 inches. And what is the volume of the pitcher when it is half full? So think about the full diameter is 8, radius then is half of that. And the original height would be 11 inches. Well, here's the thing. If we only want half full, we would be taking only half of that height and filling it up. So you would take, instead of using 11, since we want the volume of just the half full pitcher, it would be pi times the radius squared times the half height of 5.5. And this time it says to round to the nearest tenth. So pi times that radius value squared times that height would be about 276.5. Now, you could also find the original height using, original volume using the height of 11, and then you could just divide that value by 2 as well, since we only need the half. So either way that you decide to do this for the area of our cylinder. The next one is, the volume of our cylinder. The next one is giving us the volume of our cylinder this time. It says that the volume is 1,767 cubic yards, and to the nearest hundredth, what is the height? So we know what the volume is. We know that that is equal to pi times our radius value, 7.5 squared, times the height that we do not know. So we are going to start this by dividing over either the pi or the 7.5 squared. Just choose one of them. I'm going to choose 7.5 squared. And we take the 1,767 and divide over the 7.5 squared. We get 31.4, 13, and then the 3 is repeating, right? And we know after we divided away the 7.5 squared, this still equals pi times our height. Well, to get our height by itself, we then need to divide over the pi from that answer that we had. So divide this then by pi. And we get right about 10 as our height on this one, 10 yards for the height. All right, on the back, there is a question for you to try. It says, Mr. DeLange is drinking a soda in a can with a radius of 2 inches and a height of 5. If he only drinks half of the drink, what is the volume of the remaining soda? All right, in the next example, We have a stack of 1 dozen cookies, which is 12 crackers, each with a diameter of 8 centimeters. And this is going to fit into a cylindrical container with a volume of 1,206 cubic centimeters. We want to know the thickness of each individual cracker. Well, first of all, remember this volume is actually the volume for 12 cookies, right? Or 12 crackers, right? So we know that this is equal to 12 crackers. So what I like to do personally is I like to start by dividing this by the 12 because then I know what just the volume of one of those crackers are. So if I take 1,206, divide that by 12, I get 100.5, which again is the volume of just one cracker. Well, from there, okay, if we know each of our crackers has a diameter of 8, that means the radius is 4. And we want to, again, think about the thickness, aka the height, is what we are looking for. So I know that my volume is 100.5, and that's going to equal pi times my radius squared times that height I don't know. So again, I'm going to start this off. I'm going to divide the 100.5 by the 4 squared, or 16, if you just want to type that in. And I know that that's about 6.28125. And this equals pi times the height. So the next step, I need to divide over then the pi for a total answer of about 2 centimeters after we divide by the pi. All right, this time you have a stack of 24 cookies, each with a diameter of 4 inches, and you want to figure out what is the thickness of each cookie. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll work more with these in class.